Hello everyone, I hope you're doing fine and are in your best health and spirits. So recently I sent a schematic this which was based on momentum in combination with AMD pattern. So I thought of doing a video on that and I thought of explaining a practical example based on this scenario, based on this schematic. Besides that, I actually sent analysis on AUDUSD, this analysis, you can find that. So my example will be based on this AUDUSD, and I would be telling you why I plotted this level here, because I was planning to take bars from here or maybe here. So yeah, let's get into that. So AUDUSD, it's daily time frame, a higher time frame. So I'll be starting from here. Recently, if you can check structure wise, we were bearish. This was our structural high, this was our structural low. Now price was correctively going upside, but when I saw this thing right here, if you notice this was more like liquidity. This was a trendline liquidity. What price did was, instead of respecting that, continuing upside, it broke down, it tagged out all the liquidity which was present down here, and it again went up. Now price broke here, and the overall major structure is this, but within that major structure we have minor structure as well. So price was pushing upside, downside. This was a structural low, this was a structural high, structural low, structural high, which got broken by a few pips here. All right, so our structural low is now this. So this is our structural low, and this is our structural high. So as price broke to the structural high, this right here is our daily order block. You can mark that up. Daily order block. So this was what I was seeing on the daily time frame. So moving down to the 4-hour time frame. Yes, that's it. Now I had two zones in my mind, as I explained in that analysis. I had this zone here, I had this zone here. The price broke. This was the structural high, the price broke, and the recent order block was this, while the extreme order block was what I was seeing here. Alright. Now before that, let me just tell you that why I didn't took trade from here. The recent picture which I showed you had a content about momentum. So if I just draw the zone here, what do you see? The momentum, the way price was delivering into this zone was so strong, being the reason I avoided this trade. I avoided doing longs or taking longs from this zone here. All right, so it's really important to consider the way price is being delivered in your zones. So this zones, I just avoided that. And the next thing regarding that momentum plus AMD pattern, what do you see right here? The momentum. All right, first thing first, momentum. We got the momentum. Next, what we got? We got the accumulation phase. All right, and afterwards accumulation, what we call was the manipulation phase. All right, and afterwards, what do we expect from after manipulation phase? Is a distribution phase, which the price is doing right now. Now I took a trade from here. I'm gonna go through that because some members were getting confused that how do we even take trades from here, because how do we even get to know that if the manipulation will end or not. So first thing I told them that the manipulation should kind of occur within a PUI. It could be breaker block, it could be auto block, it could be mitigation block, imbalance zone, any one of that. So in this case, it's currently a auto block and price tap within that. It induces liquidity, it took out the liquidity, it taps into the zone, and we can look for entries from manipulation phase. Now within that, if I told the member that he should jump to the lower time frame and you should look out for structure shifts, and you're good to go for longs within this phase. So moving down to the 15-minute, just scroll that. Now let me just remove that. So this was a point where price first into the zone. So this was our structural high, maybe this was our structural high, this was our structural low. All right, so let's just mark that. This was our structural low. Now within this, we could have looked for, this was too much, like the price had to go all the way up south, and on the RCO we would have like a huge range to trade, which was not ideal, but price did its thing. It broke down here. So this was our structural low, and this was our structural high. All right, what price did again was broke, so this was our structural low, and this was our structural high, and this structural high was breached when price moved up here. All right, this was the point when price breached that structural high, and we got a structure shift. Now this structure high was initiated by this wick here, the hidden OB within that, and we could have took loans from here. And I also told the members that if you want to aim for huge restore ratios, you can look out for these kind of stuff, and like order blocks, mitigation blocks, etc. And you can play stop loss here and aim for that. But that's not what I like to do. Like, I'm not too much concerned about restore ratio, like 1 to 20, 1 to 30, etc. 1 to 6, 1 to 4 is like enough for me, and I'm happy with that. So what I did was took a trade, maybe from here. Let me just check it out. So this was the AUDUSD buy trade, which was taken from 71943. This was my entry. Okay, it was maybe a bit late, and my SL was around here, I guess, and I was aiming for here till the liquidity upside. But within that, I had few levels, like this was my TP1. I took some partials off, I moved SL to break even, and this was an outlook. So this was my TP2 around here, and this was my TP1 72215. This one was my TP2 72615, and I took some partials off. I closed this half the portion, maybe 66% of the total trade, and I have another position running, which is the remaining 33%, and I'm aiming for this high right here. So yeah, that's how enter in this trade, based on that momentum plus AMD pattern. So yeah, I hope it helps, and yeah, thank you.